Hello guys, welcome to another Trials of the Michi Bushido video. You are honoured to be in my hobby dungeon today, and this is going to be just a bit of a hobby blog while I'm sort of stalling for some more battle reports. I have two lined up hopefully this week to bring you, and then I will just today I'll show you some progress on my board. You may have seen on the Facebook group or on Twitter that I'm doing a second side. You'll have seen from the previous video just showing you that I've put a ridge or a limb around the board. I've now actually put some paint on and it's starting to come together. Hopefully it will make a good board for multi-factions. Ideally it will be primarily for the young pirates when they're coming out, so they're coming out soon. So I've gone for sort of a water, beachy sort of theme. I will show you in a second. This is the whole point of the video. Apologies, it's absolutely boiling here today in the UK, so it's like a sauna in here, so if I'm sweating profusely, that will be why. Just want to say a quick shout out to James Hasker. The weekend just gone has been the Games Expo, and James has won the Bushido tournament there, so he is the new the new Bushido master, whatever you call it. So he won that tournament, and he gets a chance to help design a miniature, a model, potentially the rules for that. So the latest one that has just come out for the gentleman that won the last time, which was Chris Hales. He won last year's, and he plays Savage Wave, so he designed the latest that we've seen for Wave 29. So you know the mutating Bakemono. So it's Zihan and Zu. So those were helped to be designed by Chris. And then the year before that was Jason Enos. I hope I've pronounced that right. So Master Enos in the Temple of Rokan. Yeah, he stood there with a big cloak and his hands out the side. That was done by Jason. So that is a fantastic prize, as well as obviously being Grandmaster and having the respect of everybody. There's also the chance to design mini, and who in this hobby doesn't love that idea? So that's something to aspire to for everybody that started Bushido this year. Get down to the Games Expo next year and try and win yourself the tournament so that you can design your own mini. So I'm excited for that. So there you go. That's just a shout out to those guys being Grandmasters. I've been fortunate enough that they've been in touch recently, so some of them are local to me here, so hopefully I'll get them on the channel at some point in the future, get some battle reports with those guys. James won with Tengu this year, so I'm excited to see what he has planned for a model going forward, and also to get a bit of an insight into his list and how he plays the game. Obviously much more experience than I do, only being very new to this. So without further ado, I will show you my board. I'll come back and I'll show you the process of setting it up, and hopefully my sandpit style board will be easy to set up and easy to put down. I do need still to do a bit of work on it. I've bought some sort of clear sealant. I need to just seal around the edges, because at the moment there's a tiny gap and the sand actually falls down and falls through it, so that kind of defeats the object. So I'm going to put a bit of sealant on first, and then I also have just some varnish, some clear varnish, some gloss varnish. So I'm going to varnish over the sea that I've done at the moment, just to make it shiny, to make it look more like the sea. But you'll see what I mean in a second when I come back. So for now, I'll see you in a bit. So here we go guys, here's the board that you guys will have seen before, my Midnight Ninja board. And I've actually sprayed the edges now of the wood, so it's all actually black, so it blends in. So that's not as obvious anymore. And if we flip it over, you'll be able to see now that I've done a bit of painting. I don't know whether you can see that particularly well. So it's sort of a turquoisey blue. So I'll just lay that down. So that's what I've got at the moment. I've still got the cutout in the corner here to hopefully get rid of the sand fairly easily. So what I tend to want to do, I've got these, as you've seen, these cut out, ripped up pieces of cork. They've got a bit of texture on now. I've put a bit of sand on them, so they add a bit of texture. And I've used my airbrush to change the colour slightly. So there you go. I've got some scattered terrain, I've got some boats and things, just to add a bit of terrain and a bit of cover sometimes perhaps. And also, before I put those on, I've got a bridge that I need to paint, so that'll go sort of there perhaps. Then I've got some more scattered terrain, just little pieces of simple cork and wood as walls and barriers that you can see, but again with some sand already on them. So I'll pop them on there for now, and I'll just show you what I'm planning on doing with the sand. So I've literally just got a bag of sand, and what you can do is just start anywhere and just start putting the sand on, making some more sandy terrain, beachy bits, like so. Probably put a little bit of a shoreline along them all, and around here. So you could do this sort of however you want. I feel like I'm on Blue Peter, guys. Someone did comment, thanks Mark for that. But here you go, this is what I made earlier. So you can do sort of whatever you like to make it sort of a playable terrain. You can really, obviously I'm conscious that you can't at the moment move across the water, perhaps that would be difficult ground. You can put the bridges wherever you want. You can put the boats, connecting stuff to give you places to walk across. All works like that. If I keep adding a bit more, I've actually built that house that I showed you guys from pre-painted from foreground, and it's almost finished, but here we go. So I've actually built it now. It looks absolutely stunning. I need to actually put PVA on the roof to make it look less fluffy, but you could, for example, put that on there. So you've got a house. It's a bit like Club Tropicana. That'll be my Tropicana board. I also am planning on doing a really big sort of Chinese junk style boat. I know it's Japanese, but an Oriental style boat, which I'll paint up to be like Jung pirates. If you've seen the logo in the book, I'm assuming they're going to be sort of pinky, like it's a pink octopus. So I'll probably do a nice pink sails on the boats and things, maybe some flags and banners with their logo on around the board. Here we go. So as you can see, we've got quite a lot of options here for things. I'm probably also going to make, I've got some dowel, just wooden dowel, so I'm going to make, they're going to be like stilts, and then I'm going to just use lollipop sticks or something to make some pier-like areas or more walkways, just to mix up the board a little bit. I do also have another house to build when I get round to doing that. And then what you can do, the cool thing is about, because it's sand, you can literally just keep going, and if you want to, you can get, if I just do it quite quickly, you can cover pretty much the whole board. You can completely keep changing the terrain, so now you don't need as many walkways. You can do it so much that the whole board is actually covered and it just changes into a completely different sand board, no water at all, and that makes a different playing experience. So it is literally endless. There are lots and lots of different options. I've now painted up 3 of my prefector, whether you can see them very well, but they've got sandy bases, so I'll pop them on there so that you can see. There's another one. And for scale, as long as you don't mind getting a little bit sand on your models. Some people will probably hate it, but it works for me. On there, and then the bits of scatter terrain. So there you go. You can go in the houses as well. So there literally is endless possibilities, and the cool thing now, hopefully, if this works, is just get rid of all of your little bits of scatter terrain. Sorry, I forgot to mention, I've also got probably the best bit, a golden Buddha, which you can have on the board as well at some point. So the cool thing is now, get rid of everything, all your models, all of your scatter terrain, and then start putting it away. Now hopefully you get rid of all these, you can then just tip it into whatever you've got. I'll move this a sec. You can have a smaller one of these. I've just got a tub or tray. I'll have a smaller one to carry around, but literally just tip it away, and because of the ledge and the rim, you shouldn't get any spillage at all. And I don't know what other games you guys play. I want to start playing Eden as well, and that I'm going to have a sandy board. But if there's other games you play, perhaps with a C or anything, you've then got your C board again, and there you go, tidy, packed away, this lid on, take it away with you, ready for next time. So that's really it for today, guys. That's all I wanted to show you. The board is coming on. I'm not sure whether to keep it like that, like a sandpit, or whether to actually stick some sand down on it. I'm only conscious that if I do try and stick it down, it's going to come off anyway in transporting and things, so I feel like it works alright like that. I do have a few other additions to make, as I mentioned, but that is the basis of it. Please let me know in the comments what you think, and I will come back hopefully next time, back end of this week, with some more battle reports. But that's it for now, guys. That's the hobby for this week, and join me next time, and I hope you're enjoying that. Cheers, guys. See you later.